Good evening and welcome to the news roundup for Thursday, May 11th. Before we get into the news, please remember to like this video, share your views in the comments, and share the video with your family and friends.
Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Now for the news in detail. In St. James, a 12-year-old girl was shot while being taken to school on a motorcycle by a relative in Somerton. The shooting took place around 7:40 a.m. on Wednesday when gunmen fired at the girl and her relative. The girl, who attends William Nibba High School in Trelawney, was hit and taken to hospital, where she was admitted in serious but stable condition. The police are investigating the incident and the gunmen have not yet been caught. A mentally challenged man named Kenrick Bloomfield was shot and killed by Beryllium security guards in St. Thomas on Wednesday. The incident occurred when the guards were servicing an ATM and Bloomfield approached them, pointing an object at them which later turned out to be a toy gun. Despite being warned to step back, Bloomfield was shot and later died at the hospital. Beryllium is cooperating with the police in their investigation. The St. James police have named two men, Tevin Lawson and Nestor Gallimore, otherwise called Zado, as persons of interest in connection to two incidents of double murder in the parish. The police had asked them to report to the St. James Criminal Investigations Branch to assist with ongoing investigations by noon on Thursday. Efforts to locate them have been unsuccessful, and anyone with information on their whereabouts is asked to contact the St. James CIB, Crime Stop, or the nearest police station. Clive Lawson, a meat shop operator from Mount Salem in St. James, was shot and killed outside his shop by gunmen who opened fire at him around 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Lawson was hit multiple times and pronounced dead at the scene. This is the third killing this week in Mount Salem, which has been under a zone of special operations since 2017. The police also imposed a curfew in the community on Monday. A 7-year-old girl was sexually assaulted and left for dead in the rural community of Fellowship Hall, St. Mary on Tuesday. The girl was rescued nearly 9 hours after she left home for school but never made it. A young boy found her lying under a mango tree in the community about 5 p.m., bloodied and battered. The police have confirmed that an 18-year-old man has been arrested in connection with the incident, but declined further comment, citing the ongoing investigation. The child remains hospitalized. A suspected robber was shot and injured by the police in Kingston on Thursday morning. The incident occurred when two men attempted to rob a wholesale and were challenged by a police officer. The men allegedly fired at the police, who returned fire, hitting one of the robbers. The other suspect escaped, and a firearm was recovered at the scene. The injured suspect has been hospitalized on the police guard. The St. Andrew South Police are continuing their investigations. Amendments to the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom Act has been proposed to provide legal cover for the agency and its staff for prosecutions and arrests made between July 2010 and March 2018, as well as to authorize the security forces to serve summons on members on behalf of the Commission. The amendments will also empower Indicom to share information with entities such as the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Police, and the Army. The proposed amendments aim to address legal and practical concerns for the Commission. The debate on the bill was postponed to next sitting of the House of Representatives to give members more time to reflect on the provisions. Cabinet has approved amendments to the Electricity Act to allow the Jamaica Public Service to replace its old power generation plants with renewable energy sources. JPS had expressed its intention to replace 171.5 megawatts of power capacity with renewable energy. The government has also published an advertisement for the expression of interest for the supply of 100 megawatts of renewable energy-based power generation facilities on a build, own, and operate basis, with all qualified entities invited to apply. The Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, Darrell Vaz, said that this move is a game changer for generations to come. Pick up. Residents of Dunrobin and Balvenay Heights in Mandeville, Manchester are living in fear due to a series of breaking and entering at the homes of women, as well as sexual assault incidents in the area. Armed men have been preying on vulnerable women in the communities for the past 3 weeks. The victims are being robbed of personal belongings, cash, and assaulted sexually. Community members have suggested setting up more neighborhood watches and citizens associations to help reduce these incidents. Manchester has recorded 29 robberies and 53 break-ins since the start of the year, according to the latest crime statistics. A student of Arbuthnot Gallimore High School in St. Ann is in police custody, facing charges arising from the stabbing of a 14-year-old at the institution on Tuesday. The injured student suffered a collapsed lung and is hospitalized in serious condition. It is reported that about 11:30 a.m., the two students were involved in a dispute when the 14-year-old was stabbed in the chest. The problem of electricity theft in Jamaica may be significantly reduced if the findings of 2 major studies are implemented. This according to Darrell Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy and Technology. Legal paying customers of the Jamaica Public Service could see a nearly 9% decline in their electricity bills if loss reduction plans are successfully introduced. Electricity theft is a growing threat to the power grid and to public safety, Vaz warned. Jamaica's level of non-technical losses accounted for 20% of the electricity generated in 2022, with 70% of the losses resulting from electricity theft. Business. The European Union's ambassador to Jamaica, Marianne Van Steen, announced that duty-free importation of European automobiles will come into effect this year, as the EU Economic Partnership Agreement ends most transitional arrangements. The EPA, signed in 2008, has made it easier for people and businesses from the EU and the Caribbean region to invest and trade with each other. Van Steen stated that the EU continues to support Jamaica in achieving its development goals, financially and with technical expertise. The EU is Jamaica's largest grant donor, covering various areas such as health, education, security, and digitization. In the region, citizens of Bonaire, a Dutch municipality in the Caribbean, along with Greenpeace Netherlands, have launched legal action against the Dutch government over its failure to protect the island against the impacts of climate change. The plaintiffs argue that the state is negligent in protecting them from climate change, which is a violation of their human rights. They demand that the Netherlands meet its fair share when it comes to greenhouse gas emission reductions and that Bonaire is protected against the climate change impacts. The case is part of a global climate justice movement led by residents of coastal areas, island nations, and other affected countries. On the international scene, Daniel Perry, a U.S. Army sergeant, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for fatally shooting an armed protester at a Black Lives Matter march in Texas. Perry's sentence puts Texas Governor Greg Abbott in a difficult position, as he had requested a pardon recommendation from the State Board of Pardons and Paroles for Perry following his conviction in April. However, since Perry's conviction, texts and online posts containing racist images have been made public. Abbott's office has not yet commented on whether he still intends to issue a pardon. Perry's attorney called the case a political prosecution. And in sports, Brittany Anderson, the world 100-meter hurdles silver medalist and the national record holder, will miss the 2023 season due to a knee injury. She confirmed the news on social media and had not yet started her outdoor 100-meter hurdles campaign this year. Anderson had a successful 2022 season, winning her first major global medal, and had participated in 4 60-meter hurdle races during the indoor season earlier this year. And that is it for your news roundup for today. We would appreciate you liking this video, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your family and friends. Have a good evening, and see you next time.
Teach them. Hey, yo, yellow. Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here. Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Like the video before you go. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And remember to share the video with your friends and family. And browse the channel for more quality content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them.